Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Dutch House speaking, and today we're going to be going over the food district. This is the most recent district that Goodgame Empire has released, and honestly, in comparison to the meat district, which I already made an entire video on, you can go check that somewhere on my screen here. This one actually is a little bit worth it. So first and foremost, we can take a look at it from the outside. You can see the artwork is kind of pretty with the standard district format, and inside we have some of the conservatory stuff, a farmhouse, and a granary. And this actually all makes sense because if we enter the food district itself, those are the items you can actually place inside of it. So the following buildings can be placed inside this district, and that is the farmhouse, granary, relic conservatory, and relic greenhouse. And you can get it all the way up to level 11. Obviously, districts don't really change when you upgrade them art-wise, so it's the same thing the whole way around. But off rip, it starts with holding 2 buildings, which is actually amazing because, as you can see over here, if I wanted to move these 2 buildings right here, like the my 2 relic conservatories, boom, and boom. And just like that, these 2 buildings went into it off level 1 of the food district, meaning I'm not losing space as I did with the meat district. And the meat district was so interesting to me because I understand the premise of it. However, at level 1, even though it holds 2 buildings, all of these buildings are 5x5 in comparison to 5x10 like the relic greenhouses are over here, meaning the meat district itself doesn't actually offer a lot of benefit until you are a much higher level meat district, let alone it's not even worth putting that many tokens into it. Now, I've already talked about all of that before in another video, so let's get back to the food district. Overall, my thoughts are that this district honestly is worth it. I do believe the only way to get it currently is to do Outer Realms events for it. And in full transparency, Goodgame Empire actually gave me this one so that I could show it off to everybody and let them know how it works. So super appreciative to Goodgame Empire for the opportunity to actually make a video on this. And I do think that this district stands out way more than other districts. Now let's get into the price of upgrading it. 250 construction tokens and 1,000 upgrade tokens. I can't really remember if that's a good value or not. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the mead district, which is also at level 1. And see how much it costs to upgrade as well. So it is the same price. However, I do want to remind you that you can only hold 5x5 buildings in the meat district, whereas you can hold 5x10 buildings in the food district. So you're actually getting a little bit more out of it. In fact, I'm actually going to upgrade this right now. I have no idea why I didn't just use an alliance skip on this. So I'm going to have to waste a bunch of 24-hour skips. I know I could have just done the estate, but I'm too lazy to go over here all the way. So let's go ahead and speed this up. Wonderful. Okay, so 144 hours to upgrade entirely. We're just gonna skip through this so I can show it to you again. Okay, and then to level it up another time, it's the exact same price. So the pricing on this for upgrade at least isn't too crazy from what I can tell, you know. In all honesty, I haven't played this game in a minute, as you can see by my posting frequency, but it is nice to see that the food district makes sense. The art of it reflects the buildings that are inside. Even though there's only a few buildings that can fit, the buildings are, in my opinion, worth putting in here. For example, granaries, I can see easily trying to save space when you can afford to upgrade it all the way to start putting your granaries in here. But it still has that use for smaller players such as myself, where these big buildings like the relic greenhouse or the relic conservatory, there's not a lot of space in our castle as it is, so being able to put these bigger 5x10 decorations inside of the food district, incredibly helpful. And I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. So this big level 20 conservatory, or greenhouse I should say, gonna plop it right into there, and you can see I'm already making a good amount of space. I've already cleared up 15 by 20 space within my castle. I guess technically I haven't freed it up because now I have to place the relic district itself in this corner, but it's much easier to start gaining space with this in comparison to, as I said multiple times now, the meat district, which I don't feel like is fully flushed or fleshed out, however that saying goes. Overall though, I am a big fan of the food district, and I'm really happy to see this implementation. Let's take a look at if it's in this Outer Realms event, and yes it is. So right now the only way to get it is through the Outer Realms. However, I do believe this will change in the future because, as we've seen with every other district, it ends up coming to the Master Blacksmith. So over here, as you can see, the meat district is already here, but I can't imagine the food district taking much more than another month to be instilled inside of the master blacksmith itself. I also imagine it will probably be the same price as the relic mead district. Maybe this one will be discounted, as are these ones. These ones are only 75,000 gold pieces in comparison to 125,000 gold pieces, but we'll just have to wait and see. Overall though, it's been a minute since I've made a video, but I'm very happy to, and I'm very happy to be able to review something that actually seems beneficial within the game. I'm a big fan of districts, and this is clearly the direction that Goodgame Empire wants to take, with consolidating all of their buildings and offering more space for decorations, obviously so that they can monetize it. But nonetheless, it is nice to see a district being implemented that is a little bit better thought out than, for example, the meat district. I still don't fully comprehend the purpose of the Fatal Flora district, which is the one back here. Maybe I'll make a video here semi-soon about what it actually offers, but overall to me this one is the least important of all of them, whereas the food district is worth purchasing when you have it in the master blacksmith, just as the military district, trade district, and inner district, with the least important of them all I actually believe to be the inner district. However, these buildings are super awkwardly shaped, so building out your castle layout around it is hard. I think that just about wraps up all of my thoughts regarding the relic food district. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I think this was a pretty good implementation by Goodgame Empire, so I hope we see more iterations of it in the future, or maybe even more buildings added to it in the future. I can imagine that we're going to see other districts somewhere along the line. I don't know necessarily what they're going to include in the future, but we'll just have to see. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all having a wonderful holiday season, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.